Thank you, Mr. Director, for being here. Mr. Director, generally, I think you're doing a pretty good job. I like pretty much everything your agency is doing, and I've been supportive from day one. So I just want to thank you for what you have done and continuing it. But like everybody else, we got a little bone to pick, and I'm not even sure I have a bone to pick as much as a clarification to ask. Mr. Director, have you ever heard the term triple-decker?
Triple-decker?
Yep.
Other than I know a sandwich, the Big Mac. I used to work at McDonald's, so I've heard of that.
And hence the problem.
Okay.
A triple-decker in my district is housing. It is generally working-class housing. And look, I get a little prop, which I hate these things usually, but I did it because it's necessary.
Okay.
That's a row of triple-deckers in my district. I know Mr. Lynch knows exactly what I'm talking about. I presume Mr. Himes knows what I'm talking about. I presume Mr. Ginter knows what I'm talking about. And I don't know, but maybe Mr. Garrett as well. I know they have them in New Jersey.
I see. We don't have those in Ohio in my area.
I know. Well, you've missed out on some things. That's one of them. What these are housing units generally owned and occupied by working-class people. My brother owns a triple-decker. I didn't have the fortune to have one. I have a two-family house. And I bought a two-family house, which I still live in, because when I bought it, I needed the rent to help pay the mortgage. My brother's triple-decker, he lives on the first floor. One of his sons lives on the third floor. His other son, with whose two children, used to live on the second floor. That is a classic situation. And for reasons that are beyond my comprehension, except for the lack of knowledge, which I presume is fine, that's why I'm trying to educate you and your staff, in New England, a triple-decker usually is a classic entry into home ownership to working people who could not otherwise afford to buy a home. And yet, for reasons that I don't understand, they are exempted from the QM rule, which I like.
I think I see where you're going. So,
I hope
so. The question is whether a triple-decker, as you describe it, should be considered residential real estate or
and as I understand the rule, it is currently not
estate.
so considered. Yet if these same triple-deckers, which is happening in my district, are bought by some outside investor, ripped apart and put together as some show on TV, as some high-end unit, they then rip them apart and condoize them and sell them to some gentrifier, those are qualified. Yet the working-class person who has it doesn't qualify, which means their local bank cannot hold their mortgage.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I had not heard of this issue in my own experience. If there's an interesting animal out there in the housing field that doesn't fit easily within our definitions and we need to rethink that, we'll be happy to work with your staff to try to understand the issue and consider what the right answer should be.
I would like to do this quickly because in my district, in Boston alone, there are 9,000 triple-deckers, 27,000 units. And that's just Boston, never mind the rest of my district. Okay. So I appreciate the offer, and I look forward to working with you as quickly as humanly possible, not to get any advantage, just to simply treat them as you've treated other multi-units, two-family homes, like I have.
We'll take a good look at that.
And I know when to quit when I'm ahead. Okay. With that, I yield back the rest of my time.